All right, emotional intelligence, the second part. This one is self-expression, right? And it's made up of 3 elements. And those 3 elements are emotional expression. Next one is independence. And the last one is assertiveness. So think about yourself, where you fit in this spectrum. Maybe think about someone else that you work with, someone you're mentoring, someone that you're coaching. And also think about the couple that we met in the last video that we did and where they are, right? So let's go through each one of the elements here. First one. So remember, this is self-expression, and the first part is emotional expression. And the main point here is think open and congruent. That you are open with your emotions and is congruent to what you're feeling. You're not covering something up. A case typical of leaders, we get someone that we bring in and we're angry or we're not happy with the result, and maybe we sugarcoat it. Maybe we're going through an evaluation and we're not being as direct as we need to be. Open and congruent. We're not happy with the performance. We need to make sure that they know that we're not happy with the performance, but take into account how that person's emotions as well. So if that person is going to turn into a puddle, you got to be careful about how you're going to do that. If that person is going to take it and maybe have a lot of resistance and lean in, maybe you need to be a little harder. So it's understanding your emotions and understanding their emotions as well. As you're doing this, think about when we give a message, about over 50% comes from our body language. Another about 30 or so comes from our tone. And then another less than 10 comes from the actual words. So think about putting all those together, right? So think of yourself. Now think of someone that maybe you're mentoring. And then let's think about that couple that we met in the first video. Right, next part is independence. And here, in this area, think clinginess. Think some emotional clinging. That means someone needs the support before they can make a decision. They'll, oh, I can't go do that. Let me go check in. Hey, is it okay that I do this? So think of a spectrum. Clingy and of where they're not very independent, or someone who's very independent. And remember, we're talking about your emotions and the emotions of others as well. They might not, the person all the way on the right, this is a case where a strength might actually be a weakness because they don't care about how others feel in this particular case. I'm doing this, I don't care. That's going to make some people angry. I'm just doing it. There might be opportunities and cases to do that, but there might be other opportunities where you need to think about and maybe explain yourself. So independence, the ability to understand your emotions and stand on your own, not be supported, to stand on your own with the decision, but also to take into account how your emotions and making decisions are going to impact others. All right, last one, assertiveness. And this is all about, assertiveness is all, remember both sides again, you and the other individual, but it is you taking a stand, understanding where you stand, and then being direct with it, right? The ability to hold your ground when you truly believe in something here. So where are you in each of these areas, right? So you think first one is, are you open and congruent? Are you with your emotional expression? Are you consistent there? Next is independence, and the last one, assertiveness. Where are you in those? Think about the person you're mentoring and coaching. Where are they? Where's that person you're mentoring and coaching, and where could they use some work in this particular area? And then lastly, think about the couple that we met, because we were talking about the husband. He's out doing the business development, marketing. He might be really assertive out there. He might be pushing. Now the wife is doing more of the back office stuff. But one thing I'll say here is when individuals are doing a lot of the technical work, and maybe because they're quiet, you might be misinterpreting their emotional intelligence. Someone who's handling those numbers, who's doing policy, procedures, you might want to ensure, if you're hiring someone that they are, one, very assertive, that they're able to make decisions to stand on their own, and then they're telling you, and they're telling you like it is. So there are a number of areas where they're going to be able to stand on their own. They're going to be able to hold the ground. Nope, this is what we're doing business-wise because this makes the most sense, and let me show you that kind of data. I think this is a really important one. So the first one was how we saw ourselves. Now this one is all about being out there and how we're showing ourselves to others. I equate this particular element of emotional intelligence very closely with executive presence. If you are good in this area, you probably have some pretty good executive presence with how you're showing yourself. There you go. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.